Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your February 2022 tarot reading. It's Raina here. I've already done the astrology for Sag, and so please for February, so check out my channel for that, because that really does give, to me, the transits are the best for just like looking at the specific energy of the month. To me, I always do that. To me, this is more of, I look at this as more of an energetic or spiritual thing than the astrology. I think of more scientific, if you will, if that makes any sense. Oh, as a Sag, what do we got here? Meh. I'm going to pick an additional card. When it's kind of like left up in the air, I'm not like impressed. All right, something to celebrate. Lots of cups. Now, of course, February is a time for Pisces, and for Sag, Pisces is the fourth house of home and family, so, and the mother and things like that. So it can have, for Sag, that's a water house. That's what I was getting at, in a water sign. So maybe that has something to do with it astrologically. So I'm going to bring out this past card. So in the past position, you have the Queen of Cups, which is a card of, it can be a mother who has a psychic link to you and senses something about you. Maybe, but this can be a card of your own psychic abilities coming online, or whatever. And in addition to that, this can be the artist. This is a very creative energy in the mother itself. So if you're someone who is of that age where you are thinking about becoming a mother, with Sag, there's always that. I think there always has to be. I have not been a mother in this lifetime, but I think one of the things for me that always was a concern was the loss of freedom, because I think with Sag that's such a big deal. But with other people there might be other concerns as well. And that ambivalence can happen when you kind of want to and you kind of don't. Or just, the fear of the unknown. So you might be going through that, but you could simply be really wanting to stoke your creative talents, or have been doing it. And this is the centerpiece. This is the heart of the matter, the Page of Cups. Maybe this is a new creative project. This is connected to a children. So that might be heavy on people's minds. And it's important to note, if you are in a different phase of life, if you are up there in age, maybe retirement age, or even younger than that, and you have grandchildren, waiting for a grandchild, that could be also it, and the issues that surround that as a grandparent. But, like I said, creative projects, things like that. The higher message is the Page of Pentacles. And one thing about the Page of Pentacles, it can be about becoming a student. So if you feel like you are somebody who is going through a spiritual awakening, and that's what the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups means, it might be that you need to study something very, thoroughly. I'm talking about some kind of a spiritual type of a thing, and that can, course of studies, and that can structure your spiritual advancement. Because Sag tends to be all over the place and not focus on one thing. And sometimes having that systematic approach can be very helpful to people like us, because we do, approach things from all different angles. And I'm not saying that that's always the approach, but it might be. That might be what this means, because, pentacles relate to the earth, so it's grounded. Also, if you have been feeling very creative and stifled in the kind of work that you're doing, the Page of Pentacles can be a message about employment that gives you what you want because you were focused on it. That's one of the things. And I talk about the law of attraction sometimes, and I'm not somebody who follows everything to the T like, they talk about, but I really do appreciate the general idea of it, which in part is like you have to be absorbed by your own goals. You can't be scattered and have your hands in a bunch of different pies and expect to really consolidate your energetic field into one place where everything is going. So channeling that creative energy into something can be very important as well. And Page can be the when you do that, then the doors start to open for you. And also, I have to say it should go without saying, but the Page of Cups to me sometimes is being too gullible, believing everything you hear. The Queen of Cups can be that you're getting a sense of somebody maybe doing something, a little something on the side there, whether it's cheating on you or cheating you in some way. So, I mean, that could also involve the workplace, I suppose. And so what crosses you is the Nine of Swords. This is a card of anxiety. The Rider-Waite deck shows a woman sitting up in bed at night like insomnia, because that anxiety has, taken hold so much. And really, it's really about when you don't take action yourself and you allow a situation to fester. And this may be a situation where you know better, but you're still doing it because you think that it's something that it's just part of life. You have to deal with it, and you don't have to deal with these things. And playing dumb, that to me, that can be the Page of Cups, is not seeing what's right under your nose. So for other people, not allowing, like going back to the child example, not allowing yourself to get caught up in the ticking clock, as they always say. Oh, I won't be able to have a child. I'm this age. I know of somebody personally who I thought for sure was never going to have children in this lifetime. And she ended up having them in her early 40s. I'm actually still shocked. She actually had back-to-back babies. And, to go all that time, I just think about myself by the time I was 40 doing something that life-changing. And it just doesn't seem like it's a possibility, but it is. Maybe it was always in the back of her mind. She might not have, openly shared that, but it happened, and now she has a whole new life. And so don't think that if you are listening to this and you're 35 years old and you think, oh God, that's it. But you have to, the thing is anxiety is bad for two reasons. First of all, it's not having faith and generating negative energy, which doesn't help anybody. But it also is not true. You don't know that you will not have that happen, or you don't know what form it will take. So to just like write it off and then to be upset about it makes no sense. What's coming in is the Ten of Cups. This is a card of marriage, happily ever after. So, if you had fears about your marriage, I don't think I'm trying to think of a scenario where this would apply to somebody who hasn't gotten married. It could be like if you were deciding whether or not to do so, to take the plunge, and you kind of had these fears or feelings coming up for you. You never know. Sometimes these things are coming up because the person is, they have generated this. I was, it came into my mind because I'm always thinking about astrology. If your sun is in Sag and you have Venus or Mercury or even Mars in Scorpio, that's when those trust issues kind of come roaring back. This can also be what you have your eyes on the prize for. So if you have a new love that has come into your life, or if you are trying to summon that into your reality, Sag, or a new baby, this is a great affirming card because this is a great family card. Okay, so just to let you know. And then the outcome, it's funny, I wasn't even paying attention to the fact that this was the outcome card, except when I drew the card. I don't like to end with cards like this because they seem up in the air. I like there to be some kind of finalities. So that's why I picked an additional card. But this is perfect for this reading because I already sensed some indecision about something. And I forgot that I had pulled this card. This could be at a crossroads for you. But you see that the person is blindfolded, and you see the moon in the background, which can indicate deception, some kind of situation that is not, the person might be deciding something that they really don't have. The decision really isn't what they think it is. So an example would be if you're deciding whether or not to believe somebody who you feel is cheating on you, okay? And you feel it like the Queen of Cups, you feel it in your gut, you just know it or you just feel it. And if you're saying, if that person is asking you back, but you don't trust them, deciding whether to stay with them is really a false choice. It's really like you could almost say it's deciding to dishonor yourself because you know that you don't trust them, but you can't let go of that relationship for whatever reason. And you're acting like you're self-empowered and you're making these important decisions and all that. So I picked an additional card. I got the Three of Cups. This is a card that is about celebrating things. I think it's also, you could say, calling your girlfriends and socializing. So it might be that you're seeking other people's assistance in helping you to make this, or it's not that they're helping you to make a decision, but that they are a sounding board where you can kind of bare your soul, tell them what's been eating at you, and they can kind of give you that good advice, right? And that's nice when you have people in your life who can do that. And you don't have to feel like you're going to be judged because they care for you. If you are artistic, it might be getting together with other artists and being, support to each other. I was going to use the phrase holding each other accountable, for staying on task and doing your work, but I don't really like that phrase too much because it just seems like it's acting like, we have to do this thing and all this, and it should be something that we want to do, that we willingly are doing, that we don't have to be forced or shamed into being consistent with. So I'm not like a big fan of that term, but you know what I mean. I think you get where I'm coming from. But there might be something to celebrate, actually. That definitely with the ten of Cups, there might be some kind of wedding if this is some outer event that you are attending or an anniversary party. Okay, that's what I have for you, Sag. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.